Hello and welcome to the show. We have another Tuner Tuesday for you here. We're going straight into the action. This is me in the Acura NSX as normal against AJ Rep 1994, sorry, who is driving the Chevrolet El Camino. I apologise today, it's been a little bit later upload than normal. I've been mentally busy. Anyway, yes, we're going for a race here. I was a little bit concerned beforehand going into this race because, as I've said many times in these videos, there's going to be a balance in this between straight line speed and cornering. If you have the straight line speed, you can make it very, very difficult for the car that's quicker through the corners because you can just get track position. So I was concerned about having a big, powerful muscle car to race against. So I was expecting it to, well, be gone in a straight line. However, I managed to get a good start, and, well, the NSX is pretty good through the corners. As you can see here, it's pulled out a pretty big lead, and while the El Camino is very fast in a straight line, I'd pulled out a big enough lead for me to, well, sort of not worry too much. I'm pretty pleased with this NSX, I have to say, actually. I've done a little bit of work on it since I last raced it. I'm down to a 2-minute 1 lap time. I'm really quite pleased with this. I'm beginning to get the hang of Silverstone, which is surprising me because I don't like this track at all. So yes, we go to the El Camino now, and well, this is not an easy car to drive. Watching the replays, it is a real handful. This car has got 817 horsepower, which is an awful lot in a rather old muscle car. It's got near enough the same amount of torque. It weighs 3,200 pounds. Now, okay, in real life that might not be a huge amount, but when it comes to this, when we're racing sort of lightweight, well, almost racing cars, they're not quite sort of sports cars, track cars, that does weigh quite a bit. And when you've got that much power going to the rear wheels, it makes it a handful. Also, it has a big bonnety scoop thing. I don't know what camera view he was using, but they always annoy me, those things, because they always block out half view. I use bonnet view, and while that's not as bad as cockpit view, they still look weird. And it's a bit, I don't know. I've never really seen the point. I know the point of them. I just can't imagine there'd be a particularly nice car to drive. So this is me onto the second lap, and I get things really very, very wrong here. I'm not sure if I outbrake myself, or I may have dumped my back wheel on the grass a little bit, and I spun. That sticky stuff up there, not nice. Don't go over there. I sort of get it back onto the road again, and what was a pretty big lead was half, probably even more than that. I was lucky that the El Camino was really struggling around this track. I don't know where that was. Terrible line through there. There you go. You can start to see it in the background. I got away with that one pretty much, like, big time, because that could have well been a race ender. But yeah, the NSX I'm pretty pleased with. Oh, if people wanted to know the stats on the NSX, 336 horsepower. I can't remember the torques. I've forgotten already. 2,500 pounds, just a little bit under 2,500 pounds. So it's pretty light. I didn't do a huge amount of upgrades to the engine. It was mostly handling, figuring the NSX was fairly fast in a straight line anyway. It is running sort of mid-level downforce as well for people who are doing all aero stuff. Anyway, as we see the Chevelle, this is on lap number 2, I think, possibly. Spits flames. There we go. That was really good timing, and I've completely forgotten. It was spitting a lot of flames, actually. These replays aren't show it well. I've probably missed all the bits. It was spits loads of flames. To be honest, one of the more interesting things about the car, it is a real handful, as you will see through these corners. Which made it for a fairly easy big lead victory for me. That was a bit of a spoiler alert there. Let's be honest. You guys have probably already guessed that anyway. So yes, the Chevelle, El Camino. If I've said that wrong before, sorry, probably have and not paid any attention to it. I should know muscle cars. I do know that's an El Camino, honest. They're very similar. I'm not sure if they aren't based. I know they have the same engine. I'm not sure if the El Camino is based on the Chevelle chassis. There we go. This is the end, final lap, and I did a bit of showing off there. My car does go sideways, but it's really, very reluctant to. And I can't even remember. I may have used the handbrake there to help it around. So yes, there we go. The NSX takes a victory. I'm going to do a slidey finish. It's always fun trying to see what the AI does when you give them a car that's sideways and stuff. They sometimes do really weird stuff with it. And then the El Camino, here it is, coming around. It was about 25 seconds, I think, behind, which it is quite a bit. It did struggle with this car, and going to finish sideways and maybe fall off the road a little bit. And that pretty much sums up the El Camino's race. Very difficult car to drive. And there we go, it is across the line. So we're going straight on to the next race because Daniel forgot to leave the 20 seconds before the start. So never mind, up next, this is Daniel, his first race in his 99 Elise. He is against PR Nick and Gem. I hope I've got your game tag right because I often forget stuff. And they're going to go for a race. And he is driving the NSX-R GT. Yes, I think that's the right combination of letters and spaces in that. That's the unicorn car. I've never actually seen one before. I don't own one, never driven one, which is a shame because I'm now very jealous. I want one. Turn 10, can I have one, please? Maybe. So yes, they go for the race, and you can see off the line is very, very close. That NSX is incredibly good through the corners. Now I think, if I've remembered correctly, the guy who tuned it said it's running full downforce pretty much, which would help explain why it's not very fast in a straight line. Now I was expecting the Elise to be pretty slow. You can see as it cuts through the corners though, that NSX is so fast. I was expecting the Elise to be pretty slow in a straight line, and it's not hugely fast, about 140 top speed. My NSX is doing about 146. Oh, incidentally, that Chevelle did 155, and it could probably do more. The guy was braking quite early. So yeah, the Chevelle is insane. The NSX is only doing about 137, 138, but it's not that fast accelerating to it either, which is why, as you see here, Daniel's pulling out a pretty big lead, even down a fairly short straight. And then it comes to a corner, and then the NSX is right back there because it has so much downforce. It can carry huge amounts of speed through the corners. And this is where the tactics come in, as I said before. Do you go for a straight line speed car? Admittedly, the Elise wouldn't be a traditional straight line speed car, but in this case, it is the faster in a straight line and a bit faster accelerating. Or do you go for the cornering car like the NSX? The straight line speed, well, you've got the track advantage, you've got track position, which is important in racing. Because it's the car in first is going to win. Whereas the NSX, I have no doubt, will put in a faster lap time. As you can see there, how close he is. And I'm pretty sure Daniel the Elise was slowing him down a little bit. Not the thing I was expecting to say. I also wasn't expecting to say the Elise was the faster in a straight line, because that doesn't normally happen. Some statistics on these cars, while I think about it. The Elise is 225 horsepower, so it is the least powerful car that we have had. I can't imagine it weighs very much. I don't actually know, but I would imagine it's under 2,000 pounds quite easily. The NSX-R is 288 horsepower. Again, not particularly huge amount of horsepower from this. Weight-wise, I don't know. I would imagine it's around the same as my car because they're very similar models. You can see here, this is on the final lap now. Pretty much the same thing happened on every lap. The NSX followed for a while. As you can see here, it got much better run out of the corner, but it's just not the straight line speed or the acceleration. I don't know if it would eventually get to a high top speed. It has got quite a bit more power. It just hasn't got the acceleration out of the corner. I have to say, actually, I like the paint job on that NSX. That's a really cool paint job. In fact, paint job on the Elise is pretty good as well. So yeah, we're coming around. This is lap 3 up towards a chicane somewhere. You can see, look how much more speed the NSX can carry through the corner. And again, on the exit, still carrying a lot more speed, but you just can't find a way past. And of course, you get to the straight, Elise is gone, and you'll close up in the corners, but you can't necessarily do anything about it. And that's what I like about racing. There's extra challenges. It's not just all about the ultimate lap speed. It is more challenging. Daniel, I think you may well have missed the apex there. What are you doing? You should know this track better than me. So yes, as we come round towards the final few corners, I'm pretty sure that kind of screwed up his race. I'm not sure, he may well have had a dive at the last stages, but kind of lost some time going sideways through there. It's just a tiny little mistake, cut a little bit too much curb, and you go in sideways. And then, yeah, he's lost a little bit of time when I don't know, he may well have had a dive at this last corner, because as you can see, the NSX can carry so much more speed through here. It would have been interesting to see how close this finish would have been, because again, on the exit, the Elise has got the straight line speed. It was a good race, this one. I was sat in spectator mode watching it. It was a fantastically close race. And it was pretty much the same thing the whole way through, just the NSX couldn't find a way past. So there we go, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Now, if you would like to get involved, there is quite a big waiting list. I apologise. There is a big waiting list. It will be a while until we get on. We will try and get to all of you. I can't guarantee. Hopefully we will. But yeah, there is quite a big list. If you want to get involved, follow the link that will be on the description now. Not description, on the screen now, I will remember, or in the description if I've forgotten, to a video that will explain how to get involved, because it's long and complicated and takes forever. So yes, there we go, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've only been beaten once, so I only had one victor so far. I've only lost one Dodge Viper, so we'll see what next week brings. I don't even know what cars are driving, who's driving. But anyway, oh yes, I will point out now what I think about it. I will try and message you guys on Tuesday, sort of beforehand, ready for the race on Thursday. I will probably message 3 of you just in case somebody can't make it. So if I message I'll message a third person saying, you know, you'll be our sort of backup driver. Please try and be on at the correct times. It's Thursday 7 PM GMT time is when we race for this video. If you can't make it when you want to enter, make sure you tell me that you can't make that time. We will arrange something for other countries because we know of time zones and stuff. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.